Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of Kit Conspiracy, where we are using our What's Cookin' collections from Simple Stories, and it is also a Stitches and Stencils day, which means there will be some stitching and stenciling on this layout. I'm going to start right off the bat with some stenciling. This is a Dusty Attic stencil. It actually came with the original What's Cooking bundle that MK had in her shop. This bundle is no longer available. You can still get the paper and embellishments, but it doesn't come with this stencil or the wood veneer anymore. At least you could still get it as of the time that I am voicing this video, which is, I don't know, maybe a week or so before it's due. So I am just inking it up with a little bit of walnut stain. I do not know why I'm using my ink applicator rather than my blending brush. I think it was just happened to be on my desk and I am not at home, so the other one was probably in my bag and I didn't even realize I had it. So I am cutting this down into 2x2 squares, and then I am also going to cut up the 2x2 square paper from this collection, and I am going to use it as the main embellishment type of area. Kind of doing a bit of a grid here. So I am using this wood grain paper, which I really liked. I am going to work vertically right down the center of the paper, creating a grid, just a 4x4 type of grid, because these are 2x2 squares, and mixing in those stenciled pieces that I've got there. And I really like how that looks, and I know it seems like I didn't do a lot of stenciling, but I think it works, you guys. I don't think you have to have a lot of stenciling or a lot of stitching just to kind of finish off a layout. Now you could go really wild and do, you know, an entirely stitched layout. I could have gone through and stitched all of these squares on, but I'm not. I'm going to keep it pretty simple, especially since I am traveling while I'm working on this and I don't have a sewing machine with me, and there's no way I'm going to try and hand stitch every single square on all the way around each square. So I'm just using my centering ruler to find the center of the paper, and I'm going to go ahead and stick down these pieces with some liquid glue. If I get the first couple down in the right spot, then it will help me to go ahead and get the other ones down into the right spot. The liquid glue does give me a little bit of wiggle room to shift things, although this glue does dry very quick, so you want to be quick in your in moving things with your wiggle room, and not let it just sit there for very long, because like I said, it dries quick. And I prefer to use the liquid glue, especially if I am doing any sort of stitching, because then my needle doesn't get caught up in the tape runner and get gooey. So the liquid glue, I wait till it dries and then do the stitching. In this case, I am doing some hand stitching, and I am using a mouse pad to receive my little pokey tool, and I'm just going to do a little X on to some of these squares. So stitching a little X. I'm just trying to figure out where I want those little stitches to go, and then I'm just using some embroidery floss. I'm using all 6 strands. This is just DMC embroidery floss. I don't even know what color. It's been in my stash for a long time. I just have a big case of embroidery floss, and that is pretty much how simple I'm going to keep this. I will be doing some more of those stitches, but it's not going to be really elaborate. And then rather than tying it off in the back, I just used some washi tape, and actually that washi tape was gifted to us at the retreat that I'm at. So I didn't even bring my own washi tape to do that with, although I do carry some on my toolkit. That's just like some random pieces for this type of of deal, but this one was definitely gifted to me. So thank you for that, whoever gifted it. Now I'm just going to go ahead and finish up. I don't want them to all be in the same area, like in a row, so I'm kind of mixing up what side of the little square that it's on and the position, whether it's on the edge, the outer edge, the inner edge, the top or the bottom, just to give it some variation, and I'm liking how that's looking while I finish that up. Don't forget to check out what MK is doing. She is also using the same collection and playing along with Stitches and Stencils. This is a series that I do with MK and Sandie over at State Goddess, so go and check out Sandie's channel also. I will put links to both of their channels down below so that you can check that out. And I really love this series just because it forces me to turn back to my stitching and maybe use my sewing machine, which sometimes I do get into a groove where I'm like, I gotta stitch on every layout, and then I kind of get out of the groove and don't stitch for quite a while. So this makes me revisit the stitching portion at least once a month. So hopefully more. So I did back everything with that white paper, which I really like since my photo has the backer on it, and or is matted, I should say, and it also covers up all of the stitching and keeps everything safe in the background. Now I went through the embellishments and I tried to find the icons or the motifs that were matched to the motifs that are on the 2x2 squares there. And so that sugar piece is a chipboard piece. The bucket of utensils is out of one of the paper embellishment pieces, and I really like that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm popping them up onto some foam tape and making them 3D. Now I did try to get this yummy title on here. It doesn't make it. I don't end up liking the way that it looks. So it's just huge, you guys, and so it doesn't make it. So I end up using this What's Cooking one, and then I decide that I am going to put my photo into a flip flap, and I am going to create a place for the recipe behind the flip flap. Now this recipe is a banana bread recipe that my family has used for as far back as I could remember, and I love it, and it is kind of a go-to for me. So I wanted to capture that on my layout, so I created a square or a rectangle the same size as my photo that my photo is going to sit on, and then my photo is going in a flip flap, and that will be attached to the outside of the page protector so that you can just lift it up and read the recipe. Now I thought I was going to use that mixer that I put on there. It is a larger size than what is on the 2x2 card below, and I wasn't super happy with it, but it's what I could find. Eventually I'm happy to say I found one that works much better, so I will be using that. And then for that piece that says lick the bowl and the green bowl up top, I just cut out the other 2x2 because I had 2 sheets of this paper, and I did not have that anywhere else, that icon, not in that size and not in that color or with the whisk. I think there's one that has a spatula and maybe in a different color, but the whisk was not in it, and the spatula was in a different position. So then I end up doing the same thing with this mixer, and I really like how it looks a lot better than the larger mixer that I found in one of the embellishment packs or the sticker pack. So having 2 sheets of paper was awesome because I was able to do this technique where I just pop up these fun elements, and it gives a little bit of a 3D look and gives a little bit of interest to your eye, and I think that looks really cute. And it doesn't take a whole lot of extra work, you guys. A little bit of fussy cutting or looking through to see if you've got the right embellishments. Pretty easy. And then I pulled out this little journaling card, and I will probably put some of the either the ingredients on that little journaling card or the directions. It's going to go on the back of this flip flap, and that way I have plenty of space to write the directions and the ingredient list. So when you flip it up, it's going to have that little card for one portion of it, and then the part that is flat on the layout is going to have the other portion of it. So one will be the ingredient list, one will be the directions. They're pretty simple. It's not going to take me a lot of space to write all of that, but I think I definitely want to make sure that I get it all on there, so I gave myself plenty of room. And then I decided to go ahead and cut out these little words that say lick the bowl and pop those up onto a little foam tape just to kind of finish everything off, because I felt like that bowl popped up on that card looked a little lonely with everything else flat. And here I am going to go ahead and just pop everything on to the layout. and you can see here what it looks like when it is all done. That's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to go and check out the Facebook group for Kit Conspiracy, where you can play along with your own kit, or you can purchase a kit. You can build one from your stash. It doesn't have to be the exact same kit. And don't forget to go check out what MK and Sandie are doing over on their channels. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, leave those down below. As always, I will respond. It does take me a while, but I do respond. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.